Pennsylvania polka played by the Six Fat Dutchmen, and we'll have more for you in just a moment. But right now, we'd like to remind you that you're watching the Bandwagon program, brought to you courtesy of the Randall Stores of southern Minnesota, with stores located in Mankato, New Ulm, Fairmont, and Waseca. And, of course, right now we're in the middle of that long 4th of July weekend, and I know that a lot of you have been pretty busy attending various functions throughout the area, probably visiting with friends out to lake, camping, and whatnot. And maybe you're running a little bit low on supplies in the middle of the holiday weekend. Well, remember that the Randall stores are open all weekend long with their normal hours, and you can depend on them, so you can drop in at any time and replenish the larder, as the old saying goes, and just keep everything on an even keel and nice and happy. We hope that you're having a great holiday weekend. That's the wish of all the employees at the Randall stores, plus the fact that they pledge to serve you even better as the year develops. So have a great time, drive safely, enjoy the holiday, be back again regular work week. In the meantime, remember that you can always depend on the Randall stores every day of the year around the clock. Randall's of southern Minnesota. Got a request here to include a birthday request for Eleanor Christensen of Freeborn. Also one, a happy birthday to Clarice Luck of Albert Lee, and we sent one out for Bessie O'Connor of the Mapleton Community Home. Please play a song for Mr. and Mrs. Roy Schuff of Alpha for their wedding anniversary, and also for Donald Gilmore's birthday, and Joe and Margie Schindler of Fulda. I want to send out greetings to them. So we've got the Six Fat Dutchmen backing up Johnny Dog right now. We're going to let him go to work on the squeeze box over there with a concertina solo and the Landler. This one is titled Everybody's Lander. Come on, John. Johnny God featured that time on the squeeze box. Everybody's Gambler, a concertina solo, and John, of course, plays that very well. One of the great premier concertina players in our area, and we're always happy to have him on the show. Always happy to hear from you folks, too, out there in the studio audience and out there at home that write to us on the Bandwagon program. Occasionally, we don't say this often enough, but occasionally we get an opportunity or reminded to tell you that your letters and your cards are always welcome, and the good words you have to say are very deeply appreciated. Once in a while we get a brick or something like that, but I guess maybe that's well deserved. 39th wedding anniversary of Ronald and Margie Richardson of Lakota, Iowa coming up, and also for Charlene Betcher of Lee Center. This is sent in by Shannon, Tim, and Grandpa Betcher. And also we've got a request here to do one for Marv and Verna Mae Coleman of Rolfe, Iowa for their 25th wedding anniversary, and a number for the anniversary of Mr. and Mrs. Irvin Corson of Brownton, requested by the daughter. And let's keep on rolling along here. We've got a nice tune coming up now. Landler number 25, the Six Fat Dutchmen. For you, Lancer number 25 by the Six Fat Dutchmen. Bart of the bass horn, Hal Leffermacher, of course, leading the Six Fat Dutchmen on our Bandwagon program here in our studios tonight on behalf of the Randall Stores. We've got Harold with us right now, and Harold, you've got a few requests and dedications. Why don't you take a look at those, okay?
Yes, here we'd like to dedicate a number to Mr. and Mrs. Richter of Belle Plaine, and Mr. and Mrs. Kessler of Belle Plaine, Dean Kirchner of Sleepy Eye, on his birthday. Happy birthday to you, Dean. And Heidi and Mona, and dedicate a number to Heidi and Mona, and also Dwayne Kirchner on Mrs. Dwayne Kirchner on her birthday, and Hilda Kirchner from Fulda, 93 years old. Happy birthday to you. Six Fat Dutchmen, we're going to be playing at Berdal on the 5th of July for the Polka Festival. That's coming up pretty quick. The 5th of July, and we'll be playing up there. We're going to have a lot of good bands up there this year at Bird Island. Well, thank you, and
well, listen, I want to thank you, Harold, for being with us tonight at the Bandwagon program. I know listening to your old-time music here tonight reminds me that you had one of the greatest old-time bands that ever was around, the Six Fat Dutchmen, and they continue to sound great, Harold.
Thank you.
A great sound that you have with that band. And I think you've devoted your lifetime to playing the polka and leading the polka. Let's have a nice round of applause here for Harold. Always a real pleasure to have Harold with us. And I hope you enjoyed yourself on the program and come back and visit us anytime you want here.
Yes.
It's awfully nice to have you.
I'd like to dedicate a number to all the listeners and all the friends we have here tonight. It's a nice crowd, and we hope that you enjoy the Six Fat Dutchmen very, very much. Thank you.
Yes, sir, you bet. Thanks a lot, Harold. And what do you say we send it out here with a polka, and we've got the whole gang all set to whoop her up a little bit with the You Tell Me polka. Polka played in real good style. It's the Six Fat Dutchmen. You Tell Me Polka was the name of that number. And we're going to take a moment out now to remind you that the Bandwagon program is brought to you every week at this time. And, of course, most of you know this by now, but just a quick reminder that we record the show on Monday evenings, a little bit after 8 o'clock, and you're always welcome to come up to our studios and enjoy the program. There's never any admission charge. Always welcome here. We've got Christy Hangle and his band coming up next Monday night. We'll be videotaping here at the Bandwagon show. Then the Edel Concertina Band. They come to us from Owatonna. They'll be here July 19th, followed by the Czech Lights, Jim Reeder, and all that gang that'll be with us on our Bandwagon show. Now we've got a couple of requests here. We've got to do one for Dan Rao and family of Neenah, Wisconsin. I think they're in the studio audience here tonight from Wisconsin. Is that right? Where are you? That young guy there, yeah. Okay, well, nice to have you here. Would you care to stand up, or are you too bashful? Okay, stand up. All right, there they are, from Neenah, Wisconsin, the family. Okay, nice to have you here in the studio. All right, and we've got a request here to do one for Lloyd and Ellen Point from Buffalo, who are celebrating their 29th wedding anniversary, and they're with us tonight, too. Is that you there? Somebody's blow. There you are, okay. Nice to have you with us. You want to stand up? Go ahead. Don't feel you have to be sitting down, okay? Happy anniversary, too. And then we've got a request to do a number for Mrs. Otto Flugas. I think it is for her birthday. She in the studio audience here. There you are back there. Why don't you stand up and take a birthday bow then? Happy birthday to you, and thanks for joining us on the Bandwagon program. Also, let's include Mr. and Mrs. Randy Olson of Gibbon on this round of requests, Mr. and Mrs. Gary Rucker of Sherburne, and Mr. and Mrs. Milford Berg of Winthrop. And then we've got a request here to do one, it says here, for our grandparents, Louis and Lila Leek, who will celebrate their 56th wedding anniversary on the 10th of July. Faithful listeners to your show and would enjoy hearing this over the year. Well, we want to say happy anniversary to you and congratulations. We're mighty happy to send that request out to you. And we're going to tag a tune on for it, too, that I think you're going to enjoy. Here are the Six Fat Dutchmen with the Clarinet Landler number 1. Well, all I can say is that is some mighty fine music. The Incarnate Lands of #1 was the title of that one, played by the Six Fat Dutchmen. Time for us to remind you again that the Bandwagon program is brought your way by the Randall Stores of southern Minnesota, and to remind you that they're open this weekend, all weekend long, for your holiday celebrating. I know that the weekend got started early. It's a long holiday weekend in the middle of summer here in the great upper Midwest, and you may be needing a few things to tide you over the remainder of the weekend. So remember that you can shop at any one of the Randall stores over the weekend in Mankato, Fairmont, New Ulm, and Waseca, and fill out your needs. And we hope that you're having a great weekend. Let me remind you that the Randall stores are here not only on the 4th of July and over the holiday weekend, but they're around to serve you all year long with that great display of merchandise, a great selection of merchandise at each and every one of the stores, and the most modern full-service stores that you'll find in this part of the state. And when I say full service, I mean full service from the time that you pull up into the parking lot to the time that you leave and the grocery boy puts those groceries in your trunk or the back seat of your automobile. You're getting complete and full service with double your money-back guarantees. So you've got some great departments, the meat department, the produce department, the regular grocery department, the canned goods, and don't forget the on-premise bakery in each and every one of the Madsen stores. So learn to shop at the Randall stores then, and I'm sure that you're going to enjoy it. We've got a polka coming up here in a moment, but before we do, we want to be sure to send out the best of greetings from the Randall stores. Hope that you enjoy what remains of the weekend. Have a safe holiday weekend. Wind it up, and we'll be back again next week, same time. But in the meantime, let's concentrate a little bit upon this polka. It's a nice old-timer, the Cherry Pickers Polka. To start wrapping up the Bandwagon program for tonight, brought to you by the Randall stores in southern Minnesota, headquarters for all your shopping needs here in southern Minnesota.